Alright guys, so if you're new here, this is actually a family daily vlog channel, but my husband works half of the week, so on the days that he's gone, I like to do something a little bit different. So today I plan on doing a video on the top 5 questions that I could think of on breastfeeding, because I love everything about breastfeeding. And what about you? Do you love breastfeeding? I love everything about breastfeeding, and I would love to help and encourage mothers everywhere to do the exact same. So first thing I want to say, as long as your baby is eating, no matter what your baby is eating, baby food, formula, breast milk, that's what's important. Though I of course feel like if you have the desire to and the ability to, that you should try to breastfeed, because it is a great experience. It's great for your body. It's great for your baby's body. Okay, so I guess that's going to have to be our first question. Why breastfeed? Breastfeeding is very healthy. It's very healthy for your baby. After you have a baby, everyone's worried about baby weight and all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you, breastfeeding burns so many calories. Breastfeeding, goodness baby, you're going to pull this down. Breastfeeding burns so many calories, and breastfeeding a baby burns about 1,000 calories a day, which means that you're supposed to consume an extra 1,000 calories, which seems counterproductive because you're consuming more calories when you want to be losing them. But you have to stay healthy for you and your baby. So if you're breastfeeding multiples, then you're going to be needing to consume even more calories. I'm breastfeeding twins, and I'm supposed to be consuming around 3,000 calories a day, which, let me tell you, with 5 kids running around with lots of things to do, it's actually kind of difficult to keep up with that. That's a lot of calories, and you have to focus on healthy calories, not just a candy bar every time you want a snack. Doing research on what is a high protein, good healthy calorie diet would be a great idea if you plan on breastfeeding. So question number 2, how long can you breastfeed? That is kind of up to you and baby. You can breastfeed for years if you want to. You can breastfeed for a couple months if you want to. You can exclusively breastfeed for 6 months, and after 6 months you want to start giving babies other things, other fruits and vegetables, things that they can just make sure as their little growing bodies get bigger, that they are getting all of the nutrients that they need. Then babies can start snacking on things that are blendable, things that they can, as long as they can swallow it, as long as they start showing signs of chewing, they can handle it. And my girls actually don't do great. They're 8 months, and they don't do great with swallowing yet. Swallowing thicker liquids. So anything that they have has to be blended very well, or pureed. So having a little baby bullet or something like that is a great option. Doing things like juicing is also a great option. Sometimes people feel like once your baby has teeth, it's time to quit. Both of mine have teeth. She has 2 teeth and she has 1 tooth, but they don't bite, so it hasn't really been a problem for us. I breastfed for 7 months with my last one until I found out I was pregnant with them. So I kind of felt like this time, since I don't really have any plans for more babies in the future, I wanted to see how long we could breastfeed. So we're shooting for a year. And again, that's all up to personal preference. Supplementing with formula is perfectly reasonable. Doing like nighttime feedings and daytime formula, also totally reasonable. But you have to keep in mind that the more you feed, the better your supply is going to be. So that brings me to question number 3. How do you keep up your milk supply? Eating healthy, eating a lot and drinking a lot of fluids, a lot of water specifically, but also other fluids. All of that helps keep up your milk supply. I've learned to kind of keep track of what things have helped me produce milk and which things haven't, and that when I start to feel like I'm not producing enough, I can go drink a bottle of Gatorade, or I can eat a bowl of oatmeal or something like that, and it seems to help. Okay, so question number 4. How often do you need to feed? When you first bring baby home, you're going to feel like you're feeding nonstop. And you kind of are. You're going to be feeding around every 3 hours, day and night, and it slows down. They now feed every 4 to 5 hours, which 4 to 5 hours is a pretty good night's sleep for me. Sometimes they'll go longer at night without feeding. Sometimes they'll go for 6 hours at night, and then as soon as they get up, of course, they're very hungry, and then they'll eat 3 hours after that, and then from there on, it's every 4 to 5 hours. So with twins, we kind of do, we try to feed mostly at the same time. Like, we'll do tandem feeding, or one of them will eat and the other one will eat right afterwards. Honestly, I wanted her to take a binky and she refused. Now she'll kind of take one. A lot of parents don't want their babies to have binkies. They don't want them to get attached. They don't. What are you doing? Also, nipple confusion is a problem babies can have if they're using binkies. But for me, being able to use a binky when my baby isn't really hungry, they're just tired and wanting to suckle but not actually eat, having a binky was a great option, because early on, you're going to be there's a possibility, I'll say it this way, there's a possibility you can be very sore early on, because you're going from virtually not having anything going on with your nipples to all of a sudden having somebody sucking on them every several hours of the day. So, for possibly up to 30 minutes at a time. Now, that being said, I'm going to throw this in there. When they first were born, they ate for 30 minutes each, every 3 hours. Now they feed 5 to 10 minutes each. So it's because my milk supply is established, because they have learned to eat so well, it comes in very quickly and the entire process goes very quickly. I would recommend binkies if it's something that you and baby both are okay with. So question number 5, breastfeeding in public. If you're like me and you have twins, even after you get past the newborn stage, you still kind of can feel like you're feeding all the time sometimes, because sometimes they get off schedule and you have, ew, don't do that. Sometimes they get off schedule and you have someone eating 1 hour, and then an hour later someone else is hungry, and then 2 hours after that, last baby's hungry, that kind of thing. So, your options are kind of, don't eat my hair. Your options are either to stay home or to figure out how to nurse in public. If you're okay with going to a private space, there's an option right there. But you shouldn't have to feel like you have to do that, because that's not okay. You and baby should be able to take care of what needs to be taken care of wherever you are. Then you have options of using a blanket, or they make scarves. So you're wearing a scarf and it's cute and it's fashionable, and when you undo it one layer, you have an entire, it almost looks like a sling, and it straps around you and baby, fits perfectly over your shoulder. It's more difficult for baby to pull off of you. Then they have breastfeeding shirts and bras and all kinds of stuff. I, of course, didn't have it in my budget just to go out and buy all kinds of new breastfeeding equipment. So another option for discreetness is where you layer up shirts. So you get something like this. Sit down a second, just a second. So you get something like this where you have a just spaghetti strap tank top. And then you have a loose, comfortable shirt over the top of it. So baby can feed, and feeding literally just looks like this. You're not showing your stomach, you're not showing anything from the top. She's like, don't tease me. We're gonna have to do it anyway. I got her in eating mode. She wants to eat now. You have a slight risk during latching and unlatching of showing a minute amount of skin, but honestly, unless someone is completely in your business, it's a very discreet situation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it helps somebody out. We will see you tomorrow in our tips and tricks videos, and so stick around, check that out. You guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. I have to get these babies fed and snuggled and loved on, and I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.